Are y'all ready to get started? Everyone ready?
I'm so ready.
Haha,
Do I
yes.
need to establish it? Do you have any questions about how we do the show? I always forget to ask.
I think we can just kind of, you know,
Wing it.
raw dog it. Yeah.
Okay.
Do
Yeah.
the show.
Different from what I said, but okay.
Sorry.
All right. Welcome to Mutant Puke. I'm Jake.
And I'm Ivy.
We're joined by a very special guest today, Cleo from Tamagotchi Massacre. Maybe is Tamagotchi Massacre? It's just you, correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I
There's so many acts now that are just one person, but it sounds like a
mhm.
band of 17 people.
Totally.
So I never know when it's just one person. Oh, okay. Um, but yeah, you released earlier this year this record. I guess I'm a woman now. Dot 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 ellipsis, whatever you prefer. Um, Great album, and obviously you sent it to us free for free, which is crazy. We have not gotten anything like that before, so I really appreciate it. Thank you, and we will return the favor whenever we have merch in the
Ooh,
far
exciting.
future. Maybe in the year 3005.
hmm
Shout out
I'll
to
be
Donald.
waiting patiently.
So on the show, I love doing origin stories. I do every episode. I'm sure
hmm
people who listen to us are tired of the formulaic interviews we're doing, but I don't know. I don't know what to do. How else are you supposed to do an interview? I want to know from the beginning, how are you going from baby to being the artist you are now? And we have got to talk about the parts of your life where you could not speak, you couldn't walk even. We really need to get
hmm
into your mind, your headspace, your musical
Totally.
headspace, by the way. Um, but yeah, I'm just kidding. How did you get into music?
Yeah. I think I grew up, my brother played guitar. And so I always grew up kind of like around music. Uh, when I was in high school, I started playing drums in like local bands. And I got really into the like hardcore scene. Uh, in my like hometown, rural Arkansas, like nothing else going on but the
Yeah.
hardcore scene, you know? Um, and yeah, so I was playing drums. I was in like an indie band for a really long time. Um, and then I graduated to high school and was just kind of like taking a gap year. Um, and that was 2020. So like
No, yeah.
halfway through that, I got, locked in a room with nothing to do and like a looming gender identity crisis. I feel like a lot of trans people experienced with the pandemic. So it was like
Sure.
totally. It was like I'd been listening to like Sophie and stuff for a couple years at that point. Um, and yeah, I was like locked in a room with nothing to do. Um, like questions about my gender and like an old MacBook Pro. And so I decided to just like start making hyperpop. Yeah, and the rest is kind of history.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that you say it, it makes sense that the pandemic has probably given way to many, many acts similar to yours. Just
hmm
one person making some music at home. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, totally.
Bedroom pop and all that jazz.
hmm
So, sorry. I'm a little higher than I usually am.
Lord. It's actually it's actually cool that that's like your story because that is literally exactly what happened to me during the
Oh my
pandemic.
gosh.
It was like I had come out like right before the like everything started going to shit and I was living in New York, so it was like the worst fucking place to be for the
Right.
pandemic, but great to start HRT. And then I moved back to fucking Cincinnati, Ohio, and like had a old MacBook Pro and and downloaded like Guitar Pro and started just fucking around and writing music. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it was wild. It was like a quick turnaround because I was like living in the Bay, and then when the pandemic hit, I went back home to Arkansas, and so I was like trapped in my parents' house, and I like kind of like speed ran my egg cracking. Like I remember a couple days after I got home, I gave myself this awful haircut because I like wanted to look like Gus Dapperton. Like it was terrible. And so I had this like terrible bowl cut. And then the next day, literally the day after, I had this cute mullet before, and the day after I cut all my hair off, I like broke down in therapy and was like, I'm a woman. Which is just horrible timing. And then yeah, I was working on this record, or my first mixtape, while my egg was cracking, like simultaneously, like I was changing lyrics when I realized that I was a woman. And doing that and like trying to start HRT in Arkansas, which was a nightmare, you know, and just like so many things at once. It was a crazy time.
I'm sorry. I'm unfamiliar. Are you saying your egg cracked? Egg? Is it like a metaphor thing?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
It's a trans thing. You wouldn't get it, Jake. Fuck out of here.
That's actually where the name Tamagotchi Massacre comes from, is because, yeah, when
The egg.
trans people, we say when
Tamagotchi
your
egg.
egg cracks. Yeah. So I'm like,
That's dope.
cracking so many eggs, you know?
What do you think about Digimon? You're a Tamagotchi. What about Digimon?
I don't know. I never got into Digimon. I wasn't like a big Digimon girl. Are you a big Digimon enjoyer?
I am. I'm a Digimon enjoyer to the fullest extent.
Oh my god.
Digimon is just Tamagotchi toys, but for boys, you know. Just made that way. And they ended up... Oh my god. Well, I am literally about to jump into Digimon rabbit hole for no reason. Don't get me started on the Digimon. I did it to myself.
Second episode in a row.
Another-
We talked about the Digi-Rap last episode.
That's true. I did.
Another day, I want to hear your whole Digimon rant.
Yeah, you may be the only person.
we'll bring you back and we'll talk about Digimon for the movies, the movie section. We'll do Digimon.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, literally no one wants it, but I would be happy to do it.
I think people would fuck with a Digimon movie review.
Everyone would. You're right. You're so right. I got it on VHS. It's sick. That's like the only I can watch it, but y'all would be fucked. Like
I'll find it.
you'll find it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll find it.
It used to
somewhere.
be on YouTube for free. That's what's sad. Goddamn.
Oh, I'll find it.
Love you too.
Goddamn YouTube.
God damn.
So I want to talk about a little bit your writing process for I Guess I'm a Woman Now. How did the writing start? How did it form itself? Was it always clear what it was going to be, or did it take shape towards the end? Let me know. What's it all about?
Yeah, so I write I usually like before I like play any riffs or come up with any lyrics, I start with like something that happened in my life or something that I've been feeling, and like I form a kind of like thesis around that to center my songwriting. And so that way all the production and the melodies and the samples and like the lyrics are all centered around this idea. So like for the track Fantasy, for example, that I wrote that track a little while after I was like harassed in public for being trans. Um, and I was kind of like dealing with these feelings of like feeling like it was my fault, and that like I was stupid for thinking that I could like go out in public, you know? And so I kind of wanted to capture that, and so I came up with this idea of like um juxtaposing like a lot of like fantasy imagery with this like harsher real world imagery, you know? And like yeah, that idea of like just your whole world has been shattered, and like everything's a lot colorless now and stuff. And so as far as production, I like uh looked through the entire like Adventure Time soundtrack and found like a really
Hell
good
yeah.
sample from that. And then I sampled like a couple like sounds from the Pokemon video games, and then lyrically like weaving the story about like princesses and vampires and whatnot. And so I think that kind of like reflects my songwriting for the entire record. Is this thing would happen to me, I would like be like, oh, I want to make a song about this, and then making really intentional choices about um how to best emphasize, because I jump through a lot of genres on the album, and it's very like my sound is very like eclectic and weird, and I'm
Yeah.
doing 4,000 things in the span of like 5 minutes. Like I think you
Yeah.
said when you reviewed it, it's like a musical, you
Yeah.
know, where like I've talked about this before, where I try and use genre and like production as a tool to emphasize a song, and not the other way around, right? I
Yeah.
don't use songwriting as a way to fit into my like genre style.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I just kind of like kept doing that, and like sonically the piece isn't the album isn't super cohesive, but I think it was like just a bunch of things that were happening in my life, and this common theme began to emerge of like um oh, like 2 years ago I would have like killed for this life that I'm living right now, but it still sucks, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm still like really struggling, and so yeah, that's kind of where the title came from, you know. I was in therapy, and I was talking about all these things that were happening to me, and I was like, well, I guess I know I'm a real woman now, you know. It's like and then yeah, as far as that, the rest of the songs kind of took shape in a similar way, and then I kind of mixed and mastered and moved some things around, and yeah, here we are.
There's songs on there where it feels like you're bearing your soul in the lyrics. Is that stuff
Hmm.
hard to write? Is it cathartic? Like, how many passes do you have to have a go at before you're happy with like the song and the writing?
Hmm. Yeah, I think it is. It like it sounds cheesy, but it is very cathartic and like therapeutic for me, because I think because so in I have to focus so intently on what I'm saying, that kind of helps me uncover feelings that I didn't even realize that I was feeling, you
Yeah.
know? Where like on fantasy again, there's this feeling of like there's that line that's like, I know it's fucked, but I feel like a failure. And I think at first I didn't realize. I was like, oh, this terrible thing that happened to me. It sucks, it sucks, it sucks. And then at some point I was like realizing that when I was sitting down to write this, and what I felt about it, I was like, oh, I feel like this is my fault, you know? And so yeah, I think it is really, I don't think about like people listening to it. I think about like me listening to it, I
Okay.
guess. Yeah.
Interesting. That's cool. Yeah. That that's a interesting way. I think we've met a lot of artists that, are writing for other people, you know, writing, thinking about the audience. Yeah. And you know, there's no right way to do it. It's art. It's whatever. But it's always interesting with a new perspective. So we like to play this game on our interviews. So if you're not used to interviews that play games, listener, get ready.
This ain't your mama's interview. You know, this is...
We're gonna rank albums. Every music Twitter's favorite thing to do. Really anyone's favorite thing to do, right? You know, comparing shit. It's like all of us, every single human, I think, likes comparing shit arbitrarily.
Totally.
Japanese Breakfast. Not an artist. Well, I've heard the name, but I've never listened before. You picked this one out, or you gave me a list and I picked out of the list. I generally just go for the one I recognize. So, Japanese Breakfast. Why was this one of the bands that you chose? What's your history with the band?
Yeah, so I think I was really into Japanese Breakfast kind of like a year or two before Tamagotchi Massacre became a thing. I think, yeah, all throughout high school, I was really into music written by like sad indie women. And that was like my, you know, and I was very much like, oh, I'm a boy who just really connects with, you know, the female pain and suffering, you know. But yeah, I think I was really into Japanese Breakfast for a really long time. And I think that kind of like soft-spoken indie woman songwriting is really influences a lot of my songwriting. I think that's one of the things that sets me apart in the hyperpop community is I feel like my focus on like emotional songwriting is pretty unique. Like it's relatively unique within the community. So yeah, I think I've like it's like this and Soccer Mommy and like Phoebe Bridgers to a lesser extent were all like huge influences when I was first beginning to like write songs. So yeah, she holds a special place in my heart for sure.
Cool. So I see 3 albums. Well, there's one for a video game, and then there's one that's live. Is there like any EPs you consider essential to the discography?
Not really. The big 3 albums are like what I'm most familiar with. I mean, her like audio tree live session is really good, but yeah, other than that, it's like, yeah.
Okay, so let's the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna start with you, Cleo. You're gonna give us your least favorite album, number 3 out of 3, and then Ivy will go, and then I'll go, and then you'll go. So yeah, what's your least favorite Japanese Breakfast album?
This is hard. I think it's gonna be Psychopomp, the first one. Yeah, I think it is a really good album, and she was like finding her sound. She was in like this like emo band before this, and so it's a pretty big shift in sound, I think. But yeah, it's just there are lots of songs that don't super stand out to me, and like the other 2 albums are just fucking incredible. So yeah, that's my take.
Okay, Ivy.
My number 3 is Jubilee. I'm actually not super familiar with Japanese Breakfast. I had to actually like listen through all these to prepare for this. Like I didn't know them well enough to like rank the albums at first. It's actually funny. When I was listening to them, one of my other trans friends was like, "Hey yo," like saw me listening to him on Discord and was like, "Hey yo, you listen to Japanese Breakfast right now?" But I think this album particularly didn't capture me like as well as the other 2. Like I don't know. other than it was just a little bit more forgettable for my taste. And then I'm not saying it's bad, just like in terms of her whole discography out of these three, that's the one that I just like stuck to the least. Still pretty good album. Had some cool songs on it. I listened to it while I was in the shower, so
I also
that's my
listen
number
to
3.
Japanese breakfast songs in the shower. Wow. My number 3, it's gonna be Soft Sounds from Another Planet. Yeah, this one was just the slowest one, it felt like. So, I'm kind of in my vibe era right now, as we learned last week. But I'm not all the way there yet. So, it's going to be my number 3 for Japanese breakfast. What's your number 2 album, Cleo?
Ooh, we got a diverse set of opinions. I love it. I think my number 2 is gonna be Jubilee. When I first heard this album, I hated it. I really did not like it. I thought it was boring, and this came out 2021, so it was like in my peak, like I was only listening to hyperpop all the time. You know what I mean? And yeah, it was like her first record since Soft Sounds, and I was just like, yeah, I've outgrown this, like, it's whatever, and then I keep listening to it, and I keep listening to it, and I keep listening to it, and it's so good. I just like, I don't know, it grew on me so much. I feel like lyrically it's really good. There's so many good moments. Savage Good Boy is like one of my favorite tracks on that because it's like it's cool. Like, I also want to be a man, but in a woman way, and then like posing for cars. This just like the last track is just a 7-minute long, like, it starts off just guitars and vocals, and then it like builds up to this huge like swelling moment. Yeah, and I think it none of the track, like, I think to me a lot of the tracks on Soft Sounds really stand out as like, oh, this is such a well-written song. And I think Jubilee is more of an album. Like, I feel like it has to be consumed. I'm going on a rant about this, but like, it has to be consumed as an entire album. And I love a concept album. If you couldn't tell by my latest record. So yeah, I think I really like it.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna go put Sounds from Another Planet as my number 2. I thought this record was really good, very vibey, had some fun, more upbeat sounds as well. I think correctly, there were a few parts where I really like the guitar in it as well. Some cool moments, some cool songs. Yeah, number 2, very good.
My number 2 is gonna be Jubilee as well. I actually did not get to finish this one. I ran out of time. But yeah, I know I did it again, Ivy. I tried harder this time. I tried harder. Last interview we did, I was like, I didn't listen to I listened to a third of each album. And I got roasted on the bonus pod. I deserve it. Okay, but I tried harder. I could only do the 2.5. And I like the half of Jubilee more than the Soft Sounds album. Yeah, it's just faster. I don't know. This is really out of my genre, typical sound. I've given Phoebe Bridgers a shot as well. I like Chinese Satellite. I like that one song, but besides that, it didn't really click with me. But yeah, Jubilee number 2. Half a Jubilee anyway. Okay, your number 1 is obviously
Soft Sounds. This is just, I don't know, this record holds a special place in my heart. Not to get too cheesy, but yeah, it was just like one of the first records that I got like really, really, really into. When I was 15, and I yeah, I was just like I got it on vinyl for Christmas, I remember, and I feel like the songs are written like really well. The lyrics are beautiful. Boyish is probably my favorite track. And it's all this fun, cool, weird, like women with synths and like bassy, atmospheric, sounds, and then big guitars. And yeah, I think it's just like everything I love. It still is very important to me. Yeah.
Good album. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put Psychopomp at number one. I think it was probably, like you said, like a little bit more of the emo influence from like the previous band, which like it's closer to more of the genres that I listen to. I really like that influence. I thought all the highs in the record were like really high, and all of the lows were like still very high, like still super good. Pretty much like every song on the record, I was like, yeah, this is good. I like this. And it's like, first time I've listened through it, and I only got to listen to it once, but so I can't even tell you what songs. I don't know, maybe Jane Come. It's a good song. I like that
song
song.
name.
It's a good song name too. But yeah, really good record. Put that at my number one for the little more of that her coming into her sound, but I liked it. I liked where this record was at.
Yeah. Yeah. Number one, Psychopomp for me as well. It's just the most straightforward one. Yeah, I was like, yeah, this is an album. I like it. It's okay. Yeah, Psycho. Also, the name of a Thank You Scientist song that I like. So, not related, but that's how I make my decisions sometimes. Yeah, arbitrary.
This motherfucker.
Based, incredibly based. When your take makes no sense, that's how you know you're based.
Totally, you're so based.
Well, there's Japanese breakfast ranked. You're welcome, Japanese breakfast. In case you were wondering.
Yeah, they're kind of small. You probably don't know them.
Michelle, if you're listening to this, call me. I love you. Sorry. Okay. Excuse me.
On the off chance.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
Damn, this small podcast fucked with what I was putting out.
Totally.
So, your band name, artist name, I guess, is Tamagotchi Massacre. What's your history with the Tamagotchis? Did you grow up with them? You said something about being in high school in 2017. So I'm wondering if you grew up with Tamagotchis. I think I missed them, and I think I might be older than you. So
I think my brother had one that I always played with. But yeah, I think it was more. I think they were still around when I was like, in kindergarten or whatever. Like kids had them, but I think it was like, to me it was like it was a girl toy. Like I was scared that wanting one would mean I was a girl, and like everyone would know that I was not really a boy. Yeah, I think the idea came from like when I was making my mixtape, my sound was really this like there was a lot more like aggressive, weird kind of sounds. And then it would go from like screaming and guitars to like cute glittery pop. And so I knew I wanted to like, when I was trying to think of a name, I knew I wanted to like do something that was like super cute but also a little spooky, And then I had the idea about the like little eggs, Tamagotchis, and massacring them. So a little like play on words. So I was sold, and yeah, that's the name.
Are you worried about fucking copyright or something?
Maybe.
Like Bandai.
Yeah.
Bandai
Are they
coming
still?
after
Are they still? Yeah, I know they're still
I think
making
you can buy 'em,
Tamagotchis.
yeah.
Yeah,
But like,
they came back in a big way.
yeah,
They're back
totally.
and better than ever.
I think it's so funny to think about the like oh, I can't play with this toy, or they're gonna know, they're gonna think I'm weird and different. And like, meanwhile, like as a kid, I was like sitting in the living room watching like Polly Pocket movies with my sister and
Yeah.
chewing
Oh my
on
God.
fucking Polly Pocket clothes like an
Oh my
idiot.
god.
I also have a younger sister, so yeah, there was a lot of mixing of the Transformers and Barbies going on with playtime.
Yeah.
I didn't really care.
As
Not
long
gonna
as
lie,
I
the
had something to
Dollhouse
mess around
kind
with.
of cool. Dollhouse is kind of sick.
Facts. My favorite was the fucking like kitchen set ones. Okay, this is a little fucked up. I had a
Great.
friend, and we used to play a game that at the time we called Suicide Babies, and
What the
we
fuck?
were asked not to play it or call it that anymore. But
Really?
basically,
Why?
we were just like, who knows? I thought it was
Goddamn
fine.
fun police.
But you know how like they made like the baby dolls would be like kind of like ragdoll a
Yeah,
little bit, like they
yeah.
would just kind of flop around.
Like the
So
fluffy
we would make them
part.
do like
Yeah.
we would make them do like flips and shit and like land in funny ways on like the play sets, and we call it that name because we were edgy fucking 10-year-olds,
Children.
9-year-olds or whatever. Yeah. But we used to do that stuff like I was in like a daycare program, like a summer program, and like it's just like we're like 10 or 11 playing with baby dolls, and like everybody else is playing their like DS, and we're just like over in the corner by ourselves.
Great. Happy to hear it. Everyone, message Ivy about Suicide Babies. Ask her how to play. She's the
Please,
Suicide
I want like a
Babies.
rule book, you know?
Yeah. Really.
Yeah, I can show you the perfect way to play. It was a
We
good
need
time.
a
I'd
set
still
of
play it.
international rules that every country can abide by. We need to get into the Olympics. Suicide Babies.
Yeah. I'm gonna join my college suicide baby team.
That'd be a good. That would be a good band name. God damn it! It would not. Please, no one. No one do that.
Collegiate suicide baby team. Crazy.
Oh my god.
I'm trying to think of a team name for a suicide baby team.
I think we can move on.
Okay,
you know?
okay, yeah. It's a good thing we don't get the YouTube revenue because we would have lost it for sure. At that.
it's all Jover.
It's all Jover. So, have you performed live as Tamagotchi Massacre?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What is a Tamagotchi Massacre concert like? Or show?
Yeah. It's a lot of like me like jumping around and screaming. Yeah, I mean mostly I've been using like backing tracks. And so I kind of try and some shows I try to like implement elements of like performance art and like drag art a little bit into my sets. Yeah, really my focus is when I'm performing is like less to deliver a virtuosic and like heartwarming performance and more to make sure that people have like a good time, you know? And so yeah, it's a lot of like singing and dancing around and being a little pop star. I've started I'm actually doing a first rehearsal this week of like a Tamagotchi Massacre full band moment, which is exciting. But yeah, I mean, I play mostly like DIY venues. I'm a big DIY girl, and so I went on a tour to promote this album, and just showed up in people's basement and like took all my clothes off and like screamed, and then on to the next one, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
How long did you tour?
Just like a week or. It was like a week, and then there was another show in San Diego like a month after the regular tour. So it was like kind of broken up a little bit. But I played a couple shows in the South because I'm from the South. I played Little Rock and Springfield, Missouri, and then I went to Denver because I have some friends there, and then the Bay, and then San Diego. Wow. So it was like kind of all over the place, but super fun. Met a lot of cool people.
Like you driving solo to all these places?
It was like yes to Little Rock and Missouri, and then I like flew out to Denver because I have a friend in Denver, and so like we spent like a couple days hanging out together, and then I played the show, and then the same thing to the Bay, and then I got like really cheap plane tickets, and then I like did the same thing. I have a bunch of friends in the Bay, so we just hung out, and then San Diego, it was like I live in LA, so it was just like a day trip. And yeah.
Do you have a most memorable show or story from that tour?
Oh, I'm trying to think. I'm worried they're gonna listen to the podcast.
Oh no!
But I got like catcalled by a T-boy at this show in Springfield, where like I think he was just like really drunk, but I was playing and like doing my thing, and he just kept being like, "Mommy, mommy, mommy," you know, and like I was just trying to like, yeah, and I was like, at some point I was like, I'm a lesbian dude, and he was like, I'll be he was like, I'm a boy, but I'll be a girl for you, and just like
It's fucking awesome. I mean, obviously not, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, totally. It was the show overall was fun. It was like I've never been to Springfield, Missouri. Literally didn't know anyone. Yeah. Just this girl Cody like ran a DIY video, and she DM'd me on Instagram and was like, "Hey, come play a show here." And I was like, "Okay." And then so yeah, I like was not expecting anything. Like I was like, okay, I'm doing this. Maybe I'll sell like a couple CDs. And then I went up, and it was on New Year's, and it was like 300 people. Like it was crazy turnout, and like yeah, it was like a huge event. And oh my god, it was like in this basement, and the ceiling was like to hear on me, so I had to like play the whole show like and there were like fucking rusted nails in the roof and shit. Like it was so DIY.
Oh my god.
But it was great. Love Rock Bottom DIY. They're awesome there. In Springfield, Missouri. If you're ever in Springfield, check it out for sure.
You're just playing a show in that basement from Crawl, that movie with fucking alligators.
Oh my god.
I watched that movie. It was really good, actually. Crawl, it was really fucking good.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's got a big alligator. Them Florida Gators. Maybe you don't want to watch it. You might get scared.
That's literally all I want in a movie. Is like a big fucking alligator, and they're
devious motherfuckers as well. They are.
I've seen them in real life. They wild, especially like if people feed them, then they're a little too comfortable coming up to you, and that's no good. That's not good at all. Like,
oh my god, that reminds me of 2016 when Harambe was killed, and then like a few months later, an alligator ate a baby. Do y'all remember that? It was so fucked up.
The baby.
Everyone was like, nature took revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like, it was so crazy because so I used to live like fucking 5 minutes from the Cincinnati Zoo.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And when at that time I had just graduated high school and I was in college, and there were straight up like the meme edgelord type dude bro douchebags that were like joining frats and shit. Like this one guy was obsessed with the fucking Harambe joke. He would not shut the fuck up about it. One day he showed up to class. He had bought a shit ton of Harambe, like rest in peace Harambe merch. He had voted for Harambe in the 2016 election. Like stupid edgelord shit. And he showed up to class. He had like a flat bill on that said Rip Harambe. He had a shirt on that said Rip Harambe. He had fucking shorts with little Harambes printed all over it, and he had socks to match. Like, real just like jackassery shit, and it was like made worse because we were right by the fucking zoo.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
The whole dicks out for Harambe thing was like, I draw the line here. You're just being weird right now.
Yeah, it was. What's
What's this got to do with a gorilla?
I knew multiple people who voted. Obviously, I wasn't friends with them, but knew multiple people who voted for Harambe in the 2016 election.
God.
Yeah.
That's crazy because the first song I ever released as Tamagotchi Massacre was called Y2K16. And it was all about like making fun of the point in my life where I was like, haha, dicks out for Harambe.
Well, damn, we've been on topic somehow. We're just that
full
good.
circle.
We're like Nardwar, but we just don't know it.
Unintentional Nardwar.
Like reverse Nardwar.
I brought you this "Dicks Out for Harambe" T-shirt. You
I
remember
have
that
to
song
know.
you wrote?
You're
my
Harambe. I have to know.
You're Harambe.
Your Nardwar is so good, Jake. Oh my god.
I should bust it out more often. I just never know what to say. I need someone to write some Nardwar shit for me.
Yeah.
Because it sounds weirdly good in audio. I was surprised. Wow. Yeah, Nardwar. Love that guy. A gem, a treasure of a human being.
New interview bit. Jake just does Nardwar impressions.
Oh my god.
Just
Nardwar,
dig
but
up,
he
like,
doesn't know anything about you. Clueless Nardwar.
discount Nardwar.
You know how people, losers on Twitter are like, man, Batman can beat anyone as long as he has prep time. I feel like the same rules apply to Nardwar. As long as he has prep time, he can defeat anyone.
Totally.
God, it's so fucking funny though. Good lord.
Yeah. So I haven't thought of a funny band name to ask. I've asked
5. They're great.
what?
I gave you like 5.
Yeah.
Do they suck? Are they not good enough for you, Jake?
I'm not into them.
Not a single one?
No. Well, you did one with like numbers for letters. How am I supposed to verbally tell them that?
It's you just gotta say it's Cybergrind.
This is so
we can keep up with the
no
bit.
listener understands what's going on.
I don't think I understand what's going on.
I don't know why you would.
Behind the scenes, out of context conversation.
Cleo, I have a band name for you. It's completely hypothetical. This band doesn't exist to my knowledge. What do you think of the band name Beautiful Baby Behemoth?
Like it's 6 out of 10. I don't know what am I supposed to?
I don't know. I usually I'm like, here's where I got that name. We were looking at, it was National Hippo Day a few days ago. I don't know if anyone caught that. It was very important. It was at the bottom left of my Windows operating system. That's what I look at when I'm bored. And it turned out it was National Hippo Day, and one of the headlines was "Beautiful Baby Behemoth Born at Zoo," and the baby behemoth was a hippo because they're big and fat, even out the womb. Understandable. Been there.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm high. I need you to take the wheel a little bit here.
So at least I can explain the bit.
Right.
Jake.
What is this?
Jake. No, I'm just gonna explain
Okay,
a bit.
okay.
That way we can get back on track here.
Of course.
Basically, every guest that we have, Jake asks them how they feel about a hypothetical band name, gives the example, and then lets the guests say whatever they would like about the band name, rate it, say why they like it, say why they don't like it.
Some people
It's like your
speculate
very own
on
little
what
review.
type of music they would make.
Totally. Yeah, I feel like it's like definitely like some like high school boy's first band ever. You know what I mean? Where he was like he made the music and then he was like, "Oh yeah, you have to have a band name," you know? I feel like merchandising opportunities very good because you got the like 3 Bs, right? So you can make some kind of cool logo with that. And then like I just want to see the baby behemoth, you know?
Who is he?
Is he really that beautiful? Like I need to know.
It's like Sleep
yeah,
Token.
Totally.
Vocalist wears a mask.
The vocalist is an actual baby.
Hippo.
Yeah.
Baby
Ooh,
hippo,
yeah. Yeah, if it was like some like a baby metal band, I don't know. We'll see.
metal.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
It's
I don't
all
know.
coming together.
It really is not. Definitely not.
No, you're right. It's all falling apart. This band is never gonna make it. Not charting anywhere.
Oh no, the lead singer just sold out. He's going solo.
Gone.
Oh,
He's
shit.
gone. It's over for beautiful baby behemoth.
Are we saying that Beautiful
Wow.
Baby Behemoth has the same like fucking story as Fun? That band Fun, where the guy left. And
I don't know the
the
funny
band.
stories.
fun. I don't remember
Fun?
what music they make.
They make the song about the friends
Tonight.
getting high and the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a TikTok meme. I can't
No,
remember. How
no
it
idea.
starts.
They made
This
one
interview
song.
sucks. I'm sorry. I fucked
No,
it
I'm
up.
having fun.
No, Jake, it's fine. You're just high. You just think it sucks. This is great.
I've been getting
Everyone
paranoid.
thinks you're weird, Jake. Everyone thinks you're weird. You're gonna feel like
What?
Wait,
what?
paranoia. Jake, wake up. It's a
Megan.
dream. You have work in 10 minutes,
Oh,
Jake.
stop it. No, I've been thinking people are in my apartment. I like
No!
literally check every room. It's so unnecessary.
You're in your apartment.
I know I am in my apartment. I'm talking about other people. Why would I have to clarify that?
The executive producer of the show is probably in your apartment too.
When she's sleeping, that's when I get the most scared. That's when I think there's someone in the house for sure. When I'm checking rooms and shit, it's always when she's sleeping.
You're that meme where you smoke so much you get scared.
Yeah, I really am. It's gone bad. I need to stop.
Oh my god.
It was me when I used to watch Ghost Adventures way too late.
Ghost Adventure. I swear to
And I
God,
was like,
Ghost
maybe
Adventures
ghosts are
would
real.
scare me. Yeah. Yeah, I'd scare the shit out of myself as a kid. I'd watch those ghost shows that show a haunting. It had a grip on me. I don't know if y'all ever saw it. It would do the dramatizations. So these people would
Ooh,
be
yeah.
telling this fake ass story, and then they do like a jump scare in the mirror or some shit, and then it'd be like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Oh fuck! You gotta go check your own mirror. You're afraid to go to the bathroom.
I remember I used to watch those on like, so they were on like Cartoon Network or like Nickelodeon at like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and so I would always watch them, like wake up and watch them before school because I really wanted to see them. And one time I was like, oh, there was gonna be another episode before at 3 in the morning, so I woke up all the way at 3 in the morning and was like out in the living room watching this horror movie, so terrified. My dad was like, why is she watching shit at 3 a.m. My dad thought that I was like an intruder or something. He just heard noise coming from the living room at like 3 a.m. And so he came out with the fucking like the thing to like stoke the fire. You know what I mean? Like one of the like an old metal piece of thing. And so I'm terrified, like, of this ghost, and then I see a shadowy figure coming up, approaching me with like a metal bat, you know.
Shit.
And my dad thought it was a bad situation. But
Man,
sorry, why are we talking about this? I don't know.
I don't know. If my kid was watching horror movies at 3 a.m. and I walk in on that, I'm just throwing the whole kid away. Like, why are you so young, up so late, watching this fucked up shit? What is going on?
Yeah.
You're going to military camp. Cadet Kelly type shit.
See, this is a real hard hitting interview skills that the Mutant Puke podcast brings to the table.
Mm-hmm. I feel so interviewed right now.
Yeah, see, Jake, it went well. We're getting validation before it's even over, before we even finish the interview. Look at that.
Oh, let's go. Anyone remember Phantom of the Megaplex? That Disney Channel original movie?
Why are you asking that question?
Oh, or the one where he turns into a leprechaun, the guy. He's a little basketball white guy, and he turns into a little leprechaun. It's really funny.
The fucking R.L. Stein book?
No, it's a Disney Channel original film. That's what we had before Netflix, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All these Zoomers nowadays.
I had to get Netflix mailed to me. They sent me a DVD, and I had to send it back so I could get another movie to watch.
Bisexual hot chip lie, etc., etc., etc.
But my sister, when she was younger, we got a red box of Twilight, the movie Twilight, and she hid the red box disc until it was like my parents had to pay like $60 for fucking Twilight DVD.
Oh my god.
And then she found it the next day after they had to pay for it. She was like,
my
"Oh, I
God.
found it." Yeah, my mom was
Oopsie.
like, "God damn you. God damn you." Fucking. That's why I imagine she was said if she did not have any restraint. That's what I was said anyway. Wow, this really is not about Tamagotchi Massacre anymore. I really derailed it all.
That's okay. I'm having fun.
Yeah. Top 5 band.
Top 5 band.
Is that an interview question that people ask?
Like all of them are Weezer. It's just all Weezer.
Say it ain't so.
I'm kidding.
I fuck with the vision. I saw Weezer VIP, baby.
Let her cook. It's all the Blue album. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ratitude is back, baby.
Ratitude.
Let's go.
Why has Ratitude become a podcast meme? I've never even listened to that record.
I've listened
just
to
got
it
a
enough
funny
to know
dog.
it's bad.
No, it's got the dog. It means it's good. Sign of quality.
Yeah, you're right.
Just like the new Fall Out Boy.
That
10 out of 10.
dog in him. Okay. This motherfucker. You didn't even get to answer the question.
What the hell's the question?
You asked the question.
Top 5 bands. I don't know. That's a lot. I think Soccer Mommy up there. Really love me some Soccer Mommy. I'm like, see, none of like my hyperpop influences are like bands, you know. I guess like Frost Children. Do you guys listen to Frost Children?
No.
Nope.
No, they're really good. You should check them
I
out.
actually heard of them.
Frost Children I really like. I'm like,
Ooh, can you tell me 3 band names and make up one, and see if I can
Ooh.
spot the?
Oh, okay, yeah, or maybe, yeah, okay. Let me.
Yeah, this is innovation. Make your guests come up with the games. I'm a
Oh
fucking
my
genius.
Okay. Um, here are 3 options. Okay. They're all hyperpop artists. Okay. Gia Pet, like Chia, but with a J. Okay. Connie Silver. Okay. Hannah Diamond.
Canna Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta be Canna Diamond.
No.
Gia
it's Connie
Pet?
Silver.
Connie Silver.
No, Gia Pet's real.
What is Connie Silver? You just made that up on the fly?
I just made yeah. It's like the most innocuous one. I was like, again, just picking it up.
Played like a fiddle. I'm not surprised.
You made me the game. Don't get mad that I
Well, I didn't think you would play the meta game right off the top. Like, you're already getting into detailed strats. Like, that's some bullshit.
God. It's fun.
He stays winning.
Yeah.
Cook and she stays winning.
You're never gonna beat me, Jake.
Can you summon another one? Can you do another one for Ivy?
Okay, well, I feel like Ivy's gonna know more.
What was that supposed to mean?
I don't know.
Loaded statement.
Sorry. I just
The other trans bitch on the podcast. She'll know.
I mean, not that, but yeah, totally. Okay. Let me see. Okay. I'm thinking.
We can cut out any dead air, so it's fine.
Stop looking at me, y'all. This is embarrassing.
I'm looking at Jake.
Okay.
I'm looking at you.
Fucking look at me. I'm gonna disappear behind my microphone.
There you go.
Oh, I can't come up with anything. I'm so sorry. I don't know.
It's okay. Backfired. putting your own guest on the spot to come up with the game show things. But maybe I'll do something like that in the future. Guess the fake band. That'll be fun.
Totally.
Don't sue me. I feel like I can't remember if I came up with the idea, but it's on my show. So, Marvel rules. You created the character. It's mine, Yeah. Well, look, so about the time we usually wrap up, about an hour. It's been super fun. Cleo, do you want to go ahead and plug all your stuff? We'll, of course, have links in the show notes. So if you want to check out Tamagotchi Massacre, there will be plenty of links to do that and to the Bandcamp and stuff. So you can get a cool CD like we got for free, but you have to pay for it, idiot.
Y'all suck.
Yeah. Undeserved.
No. I was talking to the listeners.
Oh, okay.
Fuck you.
Okay, sorry. I just immediately, I'm with you. I suck.
Yeah, no, buy my CDs and merch, their posters and stickers and shit on my Bandcamp. Ignore the fact that I just said you suck, people listening to this podcast. All my music's on Spotify, Apple Music, Tamagotchi Massacre. You can follow me on Instagram at Tamagotchi Massacre or Twitter at Dead Tamagotchis. Yeah, I think.
Why is the Twitter Dead Tamagotchis? But
because it has a character limit. Like Tamagotchi Massacre is too many characters. I cried when I found that out. I didn't, but yeah, rip. Maybe Elon Musk has changed that now. Who knows?
What hasn't he changed?
For real, God, I'm gonna
elongated muskrat.
I'm gonna bomb his house. I maybe cut that.
I gotta take that out.
We gotta cut that one.
Can't put that on YouTube.
Sorry.
I'm
Hit
just
me
gonna
up. I'm
bleep out.
with you.
I'm just gonna
just
take out the
Hit me up.
audio.
Tell me when you're going.
Do a bleep, please. Leave it in, but do a bleep.
Make an event of it. Play a show on the front yard. It would be cool.
Yeah, it'd be really good.
I mean, he made comedy legal again on Twitter, so we gotta thank him
That's so
for that.
true. We should be thanking him.
Twitter has never been funnier. You
Yo,
know?
he might like
Yeah.
that joke actually.
The
He
takes
might
have never
think
been
it's funny.
hotter. He'll think that funny.
Yeah. Comedy's legal now. He'll love it.
Yeah, totally.
We'll just tell him Justin Roiland wrote it.
Yeah. Oh my
Oh
god.
my god! Don't even get me started. I just
Oh my
remembered
God.
that PewDiePie video he was in where he was sitting next to Justin Roiland and he laughed at a dead deer floating in water for like 3 minutes straight.
Oh my
It's
god.
like that's the only thing he laughed at hard was a dead deer floating in a pool.
Oh my god. He's like evil incarnate. It's
It was
crazy.
a meme that said my dolphin is broken or something.
Why my dolphin broke.
or something. Yeah,
Oh my
some
God.
shit like
Yes.
that. Like, what is wrong with you? But
Yeah.
another great interview in the bag. Thanks for joining us, Cleo. Patreon.com/Mutant Puke for bi-weekly bonus shit for $1 a month. Thanks so much for listening. We'll be back next week with some music reviews. All right. Bye-bye.